Have you ever wondered how a peaceful desert can suddenly transform into a monstrous sandstorm? In the blink of an eye, a tranquil landscape becomes a swirling vortex of sand and dust, obliterating everything in sight. This is the enigma of sandstorms. A sandstorm is not merely a gust of wind, it is a phenomenal display of nature's raw power, a force that can reshape landscapes and alter ecosystems. The desert, often seen as a symbol of stillness and solitude, can abruptly become a theater of chaos and destruction. This sudden transformation captures our fascination and leaves us in awe of the unpredictability and might of nature. Scientists and researchers around the globe have been trying to decode this mystery for years. Yet, even with all the advancements in technology, there is much we still don't understand. The question remains, how do these seemingly serene deserts morph into such violent, destructive storms? So how do these sandstorms form? Let's find out. A sandstorm begins its life as a simple gust of wind. In the heart of the desert, where the sun beats relentlessly onto the barren landscape, the seeds of a sandstorm are sown. The catalyst is the wind, seemingly harmless at first, but with the potential for creating a formidable natural spectacle. The wind, sometimes as subtle as a whisper, sometimes as forceful as a gale, starts to interact with the desert floor. The sand, dry and loose, waits patiently for the wind's touch. Once the wind is strong enough, it lifts these tiny grains of sand from the ground. This process is known as saltation. The sand particles, once airborne, begin to bounce and leap across the desert floor, carried by the wind's momentum. As more and more grains of sand join this dance, the gust of wind starts to transform. It's no longer just a gust, it's now a sand-filled whirlwind, a growing cloud of dust and sand particles. The wind's strength and the abundance of sand are the primary ingredients in the birth of a sandstorm. The size of a sandstorm can range from a small, localized dust devil to a massive wall of sand that stretches across the horizon. The specific conditions required for a sandstorm are quite precise. It needs a strong enough wind to lift the grains of sand, but not so strong that it simply blows the sand away. The sand itself must be dry and loose so it can easily be lifted by the wind. What's fascinating is that these storms don't just occur in deserts. They can also form over dry lake beds or any place where loose, dry sand is present. So while they're most commonly associated with the vast arid landscapes of the Sahara or the Middle East, sandstorms can actually occur in many different parts of the world. Now that we've seen the birth of a sandstorm, what happens when it gains full force? Imagine being in the midst of a swirling wall of sand, the world around you obscured by a gritty haze. As the sandstorm reaches its climax, the environment transforms into an alien landscape. The wind howls, and sand, like an army of microscopic invaders, infiltrates every nook and cranny. Visibility is reduced to almost nothing. A veil of sand hangs in the air, turning day into a strange, dim twilight. It's like being on another planet, a world shrouded in mystery and danger. The temperature, too, is affected by this whirlwind of sand. The air grows colder as the cloud of dust and sand blocks out the sun, causing a dramatic drop in temperature. It's a stark contrast to the desert heat, a chilling reminder of the storm's power. But it's not just a visual and thermal spectacle. The air quality changes drastically. Particles of sand and dust fill the air, making it difficult to breathe. It's a hostile environment not just for humans, but also for the fauna that call the desert home. Birds, insects, and other creatures scurry for cover, seeking refuge from the sandy onslaught. And then there's the impact on the environment. The sandstorm, in its fury, erodes the landscape, reshaping the desert with each gust of wind. Sand dunes shift and move like colossal living entities. Plants are buried or stripped bare, their survival threatened by the abrasive sand. Yet, amidst the chaos, there's a certain awe-inspiring beauty. The raw power of nature on full display, a testament to the dynamic and ever-changing planet we live on. It's a humbling experience, a reminder of our vulnerability in the face of Mother Nature's wrath. As the storm rages, one can't help but wonder about the aftermath. What will the landscape look like once the dust has settled? How will the fauna adapt to the changes? And what about us, humans, who often find ourselves at the mercy of these natural phenomena? The sandstorm leaves as quickly as it came, but what does it leave in its wake? When the dust finally settles, the aftermath of a sandstorm is a sight to behold. In the wake of the storm, the landscape is forever changed. The once familiar terrain is now a jumbled tableau of sand dunes and drifts, completely reshaped by the relentless wind. Roads, buildings, and other infrastructure bear the brunt of the storm's fury, often buried under piles of sand or damaged by the abrasive grains. Moreover, the aftermath of a sandstorm goes beyond mere physical damage. It also poses potential health risks. The fine sand particles carried by the wind can infiltrate our respiratory system, leading to conditions such as asthma or bronchitis. These particles can also carry bacteria and viruses, increasing the risk of infectious diseases. But sandstorms aren't just about destruction. They play a significant role in the process of desertification. The wind-driven movement of sand contributes to the expansion of deserts, gradually transforming fertile land into arid wastelands. This process, while natural, is exacerbated by human activities such as deforestation and overgrazing, which destabilize the soil and make it more susceptible to erosion. While the aftermath of a sandstorm can be devastating, it also presents an opportunity. It's a chance for us to learn, to adapt, and to mitigate the impacts of these powerful natural events. Despite their destructive nature, sandstorms are a fascinating demonstration of the power and unpredictability of nature. We've delved into the life of a sandstorm, from its humble beginnings to its powerful peak and eventual aftermath. We've unearthed the intriguing science behind the birth of these tempests, their fierce zenith, and their impactful conclusion. We've grasped the way these gritty gusts shape our environment and life. This journey into the heart of a sandstorm leaves us with a newfound respect for these natural phenomena. Next time you see a cloud of dust on the horizon, you'll know the science behind the spectacle. Until then, keep exploring and stay curious.